Hey guys, so we're here with Bob. He's one of the directors here at SAI Stone, and he's going to be telling us all about bluestone. So, firstly, Bob, what is bluestone?
Bluestone, technical name is actually basalt. Basically is a deposit of volcano. When volcano bursts, when they're cooling off, is actually the deposit of the volcano ash. After how many years underground and form as a bluestone.
Right. So your product isn't just called bluestone, it is bluestone, but your product is called Blue Ocean Bluestone. So what's Blue Ocean?
Blue Ocean is basically the branding, like any cars. Any car got 4 wheels, but you have Mercedes, you have a Hyundai. So we branded our bluestone as a Blue Ocean, imported from overseas. However, you have the best color match for local Victorian Bluestone, right. And so on.
So my understanding is Blue Ocean is your particular brand of bluestone, sourced by you guys from overseas. And what's cool about it or unique about it is that it is very closely matched to the characteristics of local Victorian bluestone.
That's exactly right. Once again, Blue Ocean, we branded Blue Ocean because people seem to think bluestone is like a natural stone, everywhere is the same. It is not, it's 100% not. Bluestone came from all different places, represent all different quality, colors. Some bluestone go rust, some bluestone become bananas, like warping after a few months or weeks. But our bluestone represent once again the premium quality, best matching color-wise, character-wise for local bluestone, half the price and very quick lead time.
So where does Blue Ocean come from?
Blue Ocean comes from China, made in China like myself. From China, from China, different places, from a province called Fujian, as well as other provinces like Hainan province, but mainly the 2 places. That's where our bluestone or basalt come from, out of China.
Okay, so you source the bluestone, the Blue Ocean bluestone from those quarries. They get cut and manufactured overseas, and then you bring them to Australia.
Correct.
Right. Okay. Okay. So bluestone. I mean, we're looking at this wall here. This is all bluestone, but it looks like 9 different stones to me. So obviously, it comes in different finishes and formats. So can you just walk us through what the popular finishes are?
Bluestone comes with all different finishes. For example, if we start from the right, the darker one we call home finish.
Okay.
And then the song finish, and the antline, flamed, etc., etc.
So the hone finish is 200 grit polish.
500 grit.
Hone finish is 500 grit polish. Sawn finish.
Sawn finish is 200 grit.
Sawn finish is 200 grit polish. And are these sawn finish as well?
This is another type of, this is sawn finish, first of all, and actually another type of quarry we found with more characters.
Right, okay. And is this the one you were talking to me about, which looks very similar to Victorian bluestone?
Exactly.
Right.
So local or Victorian bluestone tend to have a more what we call antline or catapult, like this, as you can see.
So the pores inside the stone.
Correct.
Okay. And this is a piece of Victorian.
That's
bluestone.
a typical piece of Victorian bluestone.
Right. So you'll talk like these sort of catch pores are very similar to.
Exactly.
So this one's so Bob was telling me this one is a little rusted because it's oxidized over the years. This is a more fresh batch, but you can see the texture is quite similar.
Exactly. That's 5 years old. This is brand new baby.
Anyone who's been to Melbourne, been to the city, or even outside the city knows that bluestone is everywhere. So can you tell us what the common applications for bluestone are?
If everyone comes to bluestone, come to Melbourne, everywhere, first of all, if you look down, on the pedestrian area, everywhere pretty much bluestone. Example, Swanstone Street, your Burke Street, Collins Street, etc., etc. And plus all the curbing channel, all the drainage, intersection, it's all by bluestone. It's actually legislation by local council requirement. All the pedestrian area has to be done by bluestone and bluestone only. That's why Melbourne got another name called Bluestone City.
Yeah.
So that's how commonly bluestone being used everywhere in Melbourne.
Even outside of the city, like I think we can see, especially in Victoria and even in other states, that bluestone's had a very significant influence on residential architecture as well. You know, your paving and wall cladding on residential architectural applications as well.
Certainly is. Again, because bluestone many years ago being widely used in commercial, hence you have a big influence in residential as well, in mum and dad or general public application, e.g. your driveway, your pergola, indoor, outdoor, paving, your pool coping, pool paving as well. And another reason is because the grey concrete colour is the most classic colour. So this colour can almost match with any project. You just can't go wrong with grey.
Right, yeah, so it's quite timeless in terms of the style, and it's quite easy to match with all types of different finishes, all types of different architectural styles. And it's quite robust as well, right? I mean, it's not like a soft limestone, you know, it's quite resistant to erosion.
Salt attack, for example. That's 100% right. Example, like we used to sell a lot of sandstone, and sandstone can be easily salt corroded, and that's the example.
So this one is what sandstone looks like, and this is what it's like after a while, after being dipped in a salt bath, and it corrodes very easily. And that's not a problem that we have with bluestone.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It's very robust, very timeless, and very low maintenance.
Blue Ocean Bluestone doesn't come from Victoria, right? But it's unique in that it looks very similar to Victorian Bluestone. So what are the differences between your Blue Ocean Bluestone and local bluestone?
Our typical Blue Ocean, for example, this one here, and compared to a local Port Fairy Bluestone, the main differences are local bluestone tends to have more characters. In other words, the end line or cat's paws. And if you look closer, it's actually more open pores versus our Blue Ocean is a bit closer and denser.
Okay.
So appearance, I guess, is the main difference. But once again, that's very minor. It's for general public, they probably cannot even tell the difference. Okay,
so this is Victorian Bluestone, and this is your most popular Blue Ocean Bluestone.
Correct.
And you can see main difference is, I mean, I wouldn't even say the size of the small pores is very noticeable. I think it's mainly these larger, the honeycombing here that's missing. I mean, you have some here, but it's really not as much as this.
Correct.
But then when you compare this to what you call your antline, I think.
Okay, that's the new arrival, yes.
New antline bluestone. Like when you compare this and this, like it's very, very similar.
That's almost identical. Example, we did a job in Melbourne CBD, Treasury building. There was Port Fairy Bluestone on the wall and our antline bluestone on the floor. Basically, you cannot tell the difference at all in terms of color, character. It's just almost the same.
Yeah. I've always wondered, Bob, I'm always pretty amazed when I come here because you have this really massive warehouse and all this inventory. So Bob, how many pallets do you reckon are in here right now, or how many containers worth of stone?
Around 3,000 pallets.
So from a business perspective, that's an incredible amount of cash flow to be sitting on just inventory alone. So why do you stock so much stone?
Reason why is our business model, we're wholesale based. So we sell to around 70 resellers nationwide.
Yeah.
So when people send us purchase order, they're expecting we deliver to site or pick up from us 24, 48 hours.
Right.
So again, nowadays no one can wait.
Yeah.
So we have to stock all the inventory to make it easier for our reseller. Again, for the commercial section, once again, even people tend to give us like a few weeks or month lead time, but nowadays most of project cannot wait. So we can almost give people like 20%, 30%, 50% of the product to start with, so people can start ball rolling without any delay. And nowadays, as any project, once again, the lead time and the price is the two most important thing. So our price is like half a price than the local Bluestone, and the lead time, even we are 10,000 miles away from overseas, but we almost can give stock straight away within 24, 48 hours.
I see in the back of the factory here, you also have this machinery. So you've got a bridge saw there, you've got a miter, 45-degree miter cutting machine there, and you stock all these raw slabs as well. So why do you have this machinery here if you do your manufacturing overseas?
And first of all, I want to introduce my stonemason.
Okay.
Without stonemason, machine means nothing. This is a dragon.
Dragon.
Same as me, proudly made in China.
Dragon. Okay.
The reason why we have all our machinery as well as all the raw material is because, once again, as any project, unfortunately, we all have surprises or the nickname fuck-ups. So when that happens, we don't want people to wait 7-8 weeks. So we can have all the slabs ready to go. We can make a rectify the job within 1, 2, or 3 days. Once again, not to delay people's project.
Okay, so what Bob is saying is they have overseas manufacturing, which helps them bring down their cost and actually gives them faster lead time than local Victorian Bluestone suppliers. But it's still overseas, it's still geographically very far away. So to make up for that, they also have pretty strong local manufacturing ability so that they can do custom pieces locally, and they can rush orders through and fix up any fuck-ups, like he said, if they do happen.
Exactly. Basically, to short is we have all the raw material quarry in Melbourne, Oakley, instead of overseas in China. So we can basically make things happen within very short period of time.
Okay. Alright, so Bob and I have come to a job that they've done on St Kilda Road. So the reason why I wanted to come to this job was because it really shows the many different formats of bluestone. So here you've got like a diamond pattern. Here you have sort of different formats in a mix of hone and sawn finishes.
Sawn and that's hone.
Honed. These larger format custom pieces that have been miter edged. You can see the same finish, same planer boxes there. And then over here, very small format bluestone paving that goes all the way through. And then as we walk forward more, here you can see 3 different formats and finishes meeting, also with that curve.
We got this job 3-4 years ago.
Sorry? Yeah, so we're just filming a little piece talking about the bluestone paving that was supplied by them.
You need to ask building management permission before you do any of that, and sorry.
Okay. Okay.
Not today, tomorrow?
Okay, we'll step off the property now. Is that what you're asking us to do? Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so we're just being kicked off the property now, but I think we were lucky enough to be able to show you everything that we wanted to show you. So I guess this shows sort of what the the manufacturing capabilities and the different ways that few different ways that you can use bluestone. So yeah, quite interesting.
Yeah, it's a combination of all different finishes, again, sawn and honed. As Charlie mentioned, a different shape. As a normal panel, 900 by 600 together with other small sizes, and also small strips, as well as 六角形, hexagonal. Always got a problem to pronounce it. And it's been 3-4 years and still look brand new. You don't really need a lot of maintain. It was sealed 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is on regular basis give a rinse off.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
about it. But after 3-4 years, still look brand new, naturally.
Yeah. Nice. All right, so we're just coming up on the NGV now. So this is like a really iconic bluestone building.
Again, masterpiece of bluestone work. NGV actually done a very, very special combination of sawn, scratch. I can't, till today, is still mystery to me personally. I still don't understand exactly how they achieved that finish, but just so unique, aged look.
There's a lot of variation between all those pieces you see.
That's speaking of color variation, that's a typical classic example for bluestone. And don't say bluestone, I want identical the same color. It cannot be, and the beauty for bluestone is has its natural variation as it is of NGV, as you can see.
Right. I just want to talk about these things here. This is what bluestone looks like when it's been extracted from the quarry. Big blocks like this. You can see some of the oxidization and the rusting on the surface.
So this is all bamboo bluestone. Here it's all Hainan bluestone.
So this is a really interesting comparison.
Victorian bluestone.
And on the right is a Chinese bluestone. And this stuff has given overseas or Chinese bluestone a really bad rap over the years because you can see how bad the oxidization is even after, would you say, a few years?
That's, yeah, 5 years.
This is about 5 years old, and this is about,
I don't know, 20, 30 years?
Maybe 20, 30 years old.
Yeah.
And you can see how, even after 20, 30 years, there's not as much oxidization as this Hainan bluestone in a few years.
Yeah.
So I think the market is shifting away from this particular quarry, and the Chinese bluestone that's coming in now doesn't oxidize nearly as bad. And in some cases, it seems like the oxidization is even less than Victorian bluestone.
Yes.
So this is all Victorian bluestone.
Yep.
Okay, Victorian. And this is Blue Ocean.
Blue Ocean antline.
Antline. But the honeycombing on this stone is very similar to that of Victorian bluestone. So this is a Victorian bluestone. Really, really beautiful. And right on the ground is Chinese bluestone. It looks a little bit different because this one isn't grouted, and you can see this has grout filled into it.
Yep.
But up there, it's the cap pores have been left open. I mean, I think Bob would agree that that's really, really beautiful, and I say this is equally as good, I would say. And it's at the Treasury building. I think the other thing about this job is, it's a lot more culturally significant. So, I mean, to see Chinese bluestone being used here, I think it demonstrates that the product must be pretty good.
Yep.
If the council is willing to use it, if Melbourne City Council is willing to use it.